All right, everybody. Welcome to Ramona Speaks the Other Truth. And tonight, it's Halloween's eve of Halloween. Tonight, I have been waiting for all week since my last show's guests, Tanya and Joey Madia, blew my mind with their adventures into the paranormal. I mean, this beautiful couple has been so busy with investigating complaints of these UFO sightings that's been going on for the last, I don't know, couple of months or so, and weird anomalies across the country. So last week, we discussed their most haunted house investigation that left an indelible mark on their psyche. But this week, I am dying to know what their investigation has uncovered. First, let me introduce Joey and Tanya. You may know them from their many websites and books, the latest being Roommates from Beyond, How to Live in a Haunted Home, The Cannon and the Quill, and this latest one, Three Gothic Doctors and Their Sons. And their YouTube channel, it's Joey Madia. You can just Google that, and my God, welcome you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us back.
Yes,
two weeks in a row. It's wonderful. We had such a good time. We found out last week that we're fellow contactees.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. So that surprised us. That was wonderful. So at the end of the show last week, you asked us, hey, like, what are you working on now? And our whole road getting here the past 12 years has been astonishing. And we don't typically do ufology, but about 2 years ago, we just got a compulsion, right, to learn about contactees, learn about abductees. So we read all the cases, Benny and Barney Hill and Calvin Parker and Travis Walton, all of them, all the classic cases. And we had no idea why. We started talking about them, watching movies, studying John Mack and Barbara Lamb. They were very well-respected psychiatrists who talked to abductees and contactees. Well, as we talked about on your show last week, in 2009, we had a missing time experience. 2.5 hours, detailed in both of our books. Watch Out for the Hallway, we talk about a little. We talk about it more in Roommates Here from Beyond. And we had hypnotic regression a couple of years ago, or about a year ago. Yeah, just about a year ago. And we found out that we were contactees. So I encourage everyone to go to Ramona Speaks the Other Truth, her YouTube channel, and to see that, because we have so much to talk about today. But we talked pretty much in depth about that experience. Well, since we went public with that, and that was last November, so just about a year ago, people have started to send in UFO reports. So for the past couple of months, we have been deep in this case that we want to share with you tonight. And it's really blown up. The past week, we mentioned to a few people that we were going to come on your show. You had offered us a platform, and Ramona, I have some video. Well, we have some video for you. We have lots of audio. People were afraid to come on and talk about what was going on. I have my phone here with me. Some people may leave me some messages and things like that. So what is going on? There's some kind of presence. People are talking about it. It's tall, thin, almost like a classic gray, but it has a yellow bioluminescence, which is very bizarre. Some people have captured its language or its speaking. We have a footprint that we went out into a field a month ago in Ohio and took a cast of that we're going to share. We don't know, right, hon? They don't seem like shadow people, Hat Man, Jinn. Not like Greys, Nordics, reptilians.
They're not classic Greys.
No, but the timing's very weird, right, Ramona? We had back in June, we get this 9-page disclosure report, right? Senator Marco Rubio, he orders this report. We need to know about UFOs. Now they're called UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. I like that because there's the light worms and there are things that aren't like saucers
Like
or whatever.
ships.
Right.
Yeah.
Bolts, yeah.
So everybody was excited about this report. It comes out, it's 9 pages. And basically the military is saying these things are a threat to security. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We enlisted some experts, both from the psychic world and also from the hardcore journalist podcast world, to give us their thoughts about this whole thing, to try to be as balanced as possible. Because they say that these things are dangerous, but think about it. We've spoken to so many researchers, right? Who have spoken to people in the Navy, in the military. ETs have shut down the missile sites at NORAD. They've shut down other missile sites. They've shut down nuclear submarines. They're present at US Navy exercises, right? So when that big story came out about the gimbals and the Tic Tacs and the go fasts, you had, I believe is a lieutenant, Fravor, who was talking about these things. They had a secret code during their training exercise where he was going to meet somewhere 60 miles. They were going to go to another place 60 miles away. That UAP went there immediately. So it kind of had psychic information and it instantly went 60 miles away. Okay. So if these things, it seems, right, Tanya, if these things wanted to hurt us, they could. But we have all kind of, it's interesting. So we start getting these reports. We're going to play a video for you pretty soon. That was the first report. And it was about 5 weeks ago.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, but the reports are getting in. People are talking in the paranormal community, podcasters and all this kind of stuff. Paranormal research groups are talking about these things. Again, they're tall. They're thin, they're like grays, they have the big almond eyes, oversized heads, but tall and bioluminescent, which is bizarre. And we have some video of that we're going to share with you. We're excited.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're talking on social media about it, on other media platforms, and it's getting shot down. So you see a thread come up, people are talking about these things, they're hashtagging them, then the threads are gone. Nobody can find them, especially on Reddit. There were a couple of threads. They were really kind of getting into this thing. We were participating. Suddenly you're getting strange content violation warnings. You're getting claims of not meeting community standards. Community standards, we're simply talking about UAP sightings, right? It's all weird. The next piece of this giant puzzle, what happened last week, a week ago, or 8 or 9 days ago? Bezos goes up with Shatner, William Shatner, Star Trek, art imitating life and all this. Speaking of that, a couple years ago, the president at the time announces the Space Force. It sounds like a Marvel movie or something, right? The Space Force.
Yeah.
And the branding looks very much like Star Trek. Right? I mean, you start looking at the symbols, it's like, oh, we're bringing Star Trek to life. We're all, 13 years old watching Star Trek. But what's interesting is, and this was brought to my attention by Craig Ansell of Three Beards Podcast. Craig is a contributor tonight. We have a recording from him. He's down in Florida by some of the space sites, the aerospace sites. This has its roots in something called Project Solar Wind. And for decades, there have been rumors that we have a Space Force and that people are trained and they go out in 20-year shifts. It's all very parallel dimension, space, time, all this kind of stuff. So you have Shatner go up now into space. You have Elon Musk's SpaceX program with the Dragon and all that kind of stuff. We got to go to Mars. We got to go to Mars. We have so many problems here on Earth. Oh, we got to go to Mars. We got to go to Mars. It's kind of crazy. Robert Bigelow's involved. Richard Branson's involved. If you're a billionaire in this country, I think other than Bill Gates, you're doing space. Like that's your thing. That's your new, that's your new industry. And there's a lot of renewed interest in the moon. What the heck is this thing? And what are the anomalies? So much so that one of our later contributors, Lory Osbourne, who sent us in a video, she was talking to her Crystal Skulls about all of this. It's very interesting. We have a group called the Red Thread Collective, and it's a group of researchers who look at fringe theories. and we're going to be doing an episode on the moon November 11th. So this all kind of, that's the background. That's sort of like how we got here, what's going on. So before we show you that video, it all started really in West Virginia in the Mid-Ohio Valley, right? So again, we talk about it in our 2 books, but you want to share, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but our experiences on our 3 acres in a holler in West Virginia.
Oh, sure. So we had everything from fairy encounters. I mean, some of our earliest experiences on that property were of seeing Joey and I were on a walk one day, and there was a little perfect little fairy village. And it was so perfect and pristine. Joey commented and said, "Oh my gosh, you got to get a picture of it." I pull my camera out. This is before cameras were on phones back in the day when you had a separate camera. So I pull the camera out, and as soon as I get the camera on, it transforms in front of our eyes. And it's just rusty barbed wire and an old part of a fence and just nothing you would want to take a picture of. It right in front of our eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
A portal had opened, and the minute we spoke out about it and wanted to film it, the spell was broken.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was our first experience. I heard little fairy voices. The one that always sticks in my mind, I was home alone. I was in the kitchen and I was doing dishes, and I heard this really high-pitched voice come from somewhere in the house, and it said, "Not me," just like that. And I never figured out where it came from, but I'm pretty sure it was a fairy. We would see fairy lights. We would just kind of get a hint. It was more like you would see this movement and you would get sort of the impression in your mind's eye, but over by our television in the living room, these little figures would just kind of cross the living room. And we had a Shawnee chief come visit our house, and he knew nothing about this. And he was sitting on the sofa, and he pointed right to that area, and he said, "You have little people in your house. The little people are walking right over there." And that's where we always saw them. So we got it confirmed by a Shawnee chief. So those were some of the fairy experiences. But
how little were they? How little?
About a foot high.
Yeah, or less. Yeah,
less,
and you would see little twinkling. Did you sort of put a name to them? You sort of said they were like kobolds, right?
No, I had a dream.
Oh, right.
With a cobalt-like fairy that came. That was our good friend Rosemary Ellen Guiley was staying with us, and she had just come out with a book on fairies, and she had given me a signed copy. And we both, it was, I don't know, late afternoon, we were both tired. We laid down for a nap separately, and I dreamt of this fairy. Phil Alexi, he said his name was, and it was very vivid. It was very real. But then Joey was seeing
we had this beautiful bay window. We had our house custom built. It was exactly what we wanted. It was our dream home on 3 acres. But the price you pay for that to get cheap land is we were out in the middle of nowhere. We were in a big bowl, or a hollow, which in West Virginia is called a holler. And we had this beautiful bay window looking out across it. And we had these 2 walnut trees. And from the one side of the one walnut tree, I see what I think is a bear, which isn't unusual because we're very, very rural. But it's not moving like a bear. Then it starts walking on all 4s, and its back end begins to elongate, and its legs start to elongate. And it becomes almost like a black panther or a puma, these weird things that are seen in the Mid-Ohio Valley in West Virginia. And then it sort of shimmers and just dissolves and disappears as I'm watching it. What the last thing, didn't you have something either run across the bed? Like we felt it?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
You saw it. I
Little
forget
black
I
creature.
was going to say, I forget how you described it. Joey actually saw it with his eyes. I only felt it, but he described it right after he saw it. That was a lot of things happened in the liminal state in that place.
Wow.
I saw a ghost girl shortly after we moved in, standing right beside our bed. I was kind of in that liminal state, just kind of opened my eyes, and there's this little girl standing there watching us sleep.
Yeah.
Just
Jolie had experience with a
Jolie
ghost
had
girl,
experiences.
our daughter. But so what does all of this have to do with UFOs at all? We didn't encounter anything that you would say right out, oh, that was an alien or an extraterrestrial.
Well, I did see some anomalies, some light anomalies in the sky. One in particular, it was in December. I was lying in bed. I was looking out the bedroom window because snow was coming down. It was very pretty. It was nighttime. And I could see from our bedroom window, you could see up the hill that led out of the holler. And there was a little bank of trees up at the top of the hill. And the trees were probably about 20 feet tall. And just above the trees, I was seeing this light. And it would go up, and then it would dip down below the tree line. And then it would go up. It was changing colors. It was like white, red, I think maybe yellow. And so it was doing this movement, and I watched it for a while, and finally I was like, I gotta drive up there and, get a better look at this thing. So I grabbed my keys, and as soon as I opened the front door to go out and get in the car, it was gone. But I saw lights like that on several occasions as well. While we lived in the holler. So
right. So the area that we lived in and worked in specifically was Monongalia County and Marion County.
Mm-hmm.
Ramona, we have gotten in the past 3 weeks about a dozen reports from our contacts there. So people are seeing these. Now, this is you have the ridges, the old coal mining areas, especially in Marion County, where there was a folklorist, and her name was Ruth Music, and she wrote the book, The Burning Lilac Bush.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a folklorist. She gathered all these stories of folklore. And there were things that hunters called white things. And I wore my White Things t-shirt tonight to show you this visual.
Wow.
Here's the interesting thing, and there's a man named McCoy who wrote a book. You can look up the book White Things. It has this same thing. But these things would come to people, they would see them, but psychically these things would rip their bowels out with these sharp claws. I have never heard anything like that in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, where any kind of cryptid also has the ability to get inside your mind psychically and rip your inner. I mean, that's frightening. It's totally frightening. In general, you have the coal mines. Of course, you have Mothman. We have a little model of Mothman here tonight. The entities drop your background on you.
Yeah.
Yikes.
The door is open.
I think it's started. Now we're getting into it now, but they're often seen around abandoned coal mines, these things, the TNT area in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Again, go back to last week's episode on Ramona's YouTube channel where we're broadcasting tonight, I believe. And you can hear all about our adventures in Point Pleasant. We're heading back there next week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think, as these reports are flooding in, and we're going to hear from Mark Eddy, our good friend from Nightlight, very soon. We have a recorded report from Mark. He's up in Wheeling, so that's just above there. I don't think there's been this much buzz about activity in West Virginia, probably, since Mothman in the 60s.
Yeah.
Also, there was the Grafton Monster. He was in 1964. This was a bipedal, white-skinned, no-headed thing that a lot of people saw, very tall at night. And then the Flatwoods Monster. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about the Flatwoods Monster a little?
The Flatwoods Monster was 1952. I'm drawing a blank. Braxton County, West Virginia.
Braxton County.
And so its nickname has for years been Braxy. But it looked similar to the depictions, kind of like an ace of spades with the headpiece, but like wearing a dress and kind of floating, sort of robot-esque. I believe it was a woman and
Two boys saw
two
him,
boys.
went home to their mom.
Mhm.
I think a neighbor and his kid and a guy who was in the National Guard all saw this. There was a light, there was a streaking light in the sky. Then there was a red flashing light. In Wheeling 3 nights later, where Mark is, right near Ogilvy, that whole complex there, they also saw it 3 days later. But Ramona, here's the thing, and this is what we're running into. It's what we're always running into. Any ufologists are running into this. The Air Force was just, okay, it's 1952. It's the nuclear age. This is where maybe the fabric of space-time got ripped open by the Trinity experiment, right? The explosion of the bomb. Obviously, it was, the monkeys got guns, right? The human beings, what's going on here? We got to see what's going on, all this kind of stuff. Project Blue Book is just getting started with Hynek and all this. They say, oh no, it's a barn owl. It was just a barn owl. And the people got nauseous, not because of radiation, but just because they were frightened of a 10-foot tall barn owl. and the UFO was like, yeah. And then not long ago, maybe a decade ago, the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry, right? Those guys who just say, no, nothing exists, nothing, because we say so, right? Same thing. It was a barn owl and it was nausea. It was also a meteor, but there was also a plane with a red flashing light. The same exact stuff happened 3 nights later in Wheeling. I don't know, weird, right, Bob?
Yeah.
So God, that's so weird.
Yeah, so this is what we're up against. So we're going to share some evidence with you tonight. All kinds of evidence, videos, audio, photographs, a castor blast. But it all really started on October 1st. We have very good friends that live not that far from us in Eastern Ohio, and their names are Amy and Eric. And I remember I was not feeling well. This was the end of September, because we went out to their field to get the plaster cast, I think like a week later. So this is about September 4th, September 25th. I don't feel well, so I go to bed early. You climb in as well. We're just reading, we're half dozing, and my phone starts lighting up. And like, guys, you cannot believe what's going on by our house. We can't believe what we're hearing. We can't believe what we're seeing. What's happening? So I said, well, if you can get some videotape, they're like, yeah, well, we recorded. They're filmmakers, very talented people. And so they had the video going. So we're going to share that with you and your audience. Yeah, right now. Here we go. Enjoy.
All right, where'd you see the lights at?
It was down here. It was to the left. It was between the two fields.
All right, it's probably those darn neighbor kids. Keep telling them to stay off the property. They won't listen to me.
I know.
I put up signs all over the place. Down here on the left, you say?
Yeah, it was down here on the
Taking
left.
the corn.
What's up to the right? Here.
What is
right
that?
Here, pull in here.
What the hell? Did this to my field?
Wow. Look at those footprints.
There's footprints?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Well, where do they come from? They just come out of nowhere.
It's weird. And look at the ground. It's turned to powder. It's like flour.
Did you hear that?
What was that?
There it is again.
Let's get out of here.
All right, let's get out of here.
I want to go get my shotgun.
oh my God.
Yeah. What? Wait till you see this.
Why'd you
Whoa.
stop?
It just quit. Looks like the battery.
What is that?
died. What the hell is that? Listen.
Oh,
Listen.
oh my God.
What is that?
Yeah.
The flashlight. I think it's getting closer.
Can you get the cart going?
Run! Run!
Oh my God.
Faster!
Yeah. Yeah.
Look. Wait a minute. It's coming out of the field. Look. Look, it's coming out of the cord. What the hell is
What the
that?
hell is that?
Yeah. Look at that. I don't know.
Oh no, here it comes. Come on,
Whoa.
let's go. Let's go to the corn crib. You go to the corn crib. I'm gonna run and try to get.
Right.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
yeah. So that's 5 weeks ago. They went to the corn crib, and luckily everything was calm. They were stuck in their corn crib outside their house for a couple of hours, just frightened with the gun. And we went over about a week later. But a couple of things. So that field that we saw where it was all powder, that's a working soybean field. So they lease that to farmers.
Right.
And just this round patch. I mean, we were there a couple weeks before. It was nothing but soybeans with those strange concentric circles. And then, so the first thing we did was we took a photograph. And let me get that for you here. So we take this photograph. Very weird. I had night vision on my Google Pixel phone here. I've never had anything come up green, so that was weird. I don't know if it was radiating something out or what was going on. So we got, and we made if people want to go back and kind of look at this and follow the trail back, on October 1st, we made a post on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And we said, we're out in the field, and this is what we used. And Ramona, this is what we got.
Holy, oh my God.
So very big. Doesn't look like Bigfoot or anything like that.
And only 3 toes.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my.
I don't know if the
Look
viewers can see, but there's that weird patch there. There's no reason for it. The ground was very dry, it was very uniform, and yet it has that weird anomalous patch. So yeah, very, very bizarre and big. It's probably about 13.5 inches.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so that is in line with the reports that we're hearing, right? Mm-hmm. It gets stranger. We take the cast, we say goodnight, we go home. In the middle of the night, I had this really bizarre dream. And sometimes I do have bizarre dreams of creatures or whatever. But in this dream, there was just something in the darkness. And it just said, wake up and go outside, wake up and go outside. So like, okay, fine, I'm going to go outside. And I captured this right on our property line behind our house. Whoa. That light is very similar, I think, to what came out of that cornfield. So it knew, like we said to you last time about, we had a job with possible jinn, certainly with shadow, and they knew that we were studying them. So what I've done is I took their video and I isolated the audio. And I would just like to play this for the audience because we have a couple of other videos where you could also hear this from other people. So let me play this for you now. Stink, 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 stink.
Oh.
Stink, stink. Yeah. Now, if you listen very carefully, and I don't want to blow anyone's eardrums out, it almost sounds like there's voices, almost like human voices underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm not an expert in audio. I do a lot of things with audio, but again, not an expert. And that cry is just, I don't know. It's very bizarre and frightening. Hold on one second. We're not ready to get to that yet. We tried to break out, to isolate. My son does a lot with music. We know other people who are audio engineers. Nobody could isolate that human-esque voice that's there, but it's there. Mm-hmm. I think everybody could hear it. Everybody could hear it.
Oh my God.
So, we have more audio for you now. We wanted to get experts involved. We have a very close friend, Craig Ansell. He's one of the co-hosts of a wonderful podcast. It's on Wednesday nights. It's called Three Beards Podcast. Three guys with healthy beards, and they do a lot with paranormal. They do a lot with ufology, demonology, other subjects. It's a great show. Well, Craig also happens to be down in Florida near NASA and some of the other aerospace facilities. So Craig wasn't able to join us live tonight. Ironically, Ramona, 12 people, nobody could make it tonight. And some of them were very honest. They're like, we're not coming on. Not the way streams are getting pinched down, not the way people get laughed at and ridiculed. But we did get recordings. So we're gonna play Craig's recording for you now.
This is a special report from the Three Beards podcast. I'm Craig Ansell, and I have breaking news to report. Merritt Island is in lockdown at this very moment. NASA isn't confirming this and flatly denies anything is out of normal operations. But Cardax Corporation security vehicles have been seen all over the island and preventing normal travel of citizens. My sources tell me convoys of unmarked vehicles have been seen during these road closures under heavy security presence. Local authorities refused to comment, but an anonymous source from the Titusville Police Department said they have been told to allow Cardax to move without impediment in all areas. Now, Cardax Corporation showed up on Merritt Island following the return of the Crew Dragon capsule, and construction began of a building near the Prototype Development Lab and KSC CTL Cryogenics Test Lab. My sources tell me this is where they are developing a device called Sighting V23. All my source could say was that this was a generator that would change all of humanity if successful.
Okay, so we have a little more, but let's not get too far ahead. I have been studying this Cardax Corporation for a long time. They're one of these people like Blackwater, these big security companies, ex-special forces people, and they've been called in. Yeah, all those, right. They have been called in specifically for this. This was 2 days ago, Craig sent this in. So just heightened security.
Wow.
You know, after Shatner goes up last week, Musk has been in the news a lot. That's what he was talking about, the Dragon capsule. That's Elon Musk. We mentioned him earlier.
Right.
And so he's getting confirmation from the police and from other people in the area. So let's continue his report just a little bit. Yeah, there's another 30 seconds here. It gets weird.
This is a special report from the Three Beards podcast.
We'll get back.
Sorry about that. This was a generator that would change all of humanity if successful.
So some kind of
weird technology. This seems to all be tied to the globalist Ravenskulds, specifically Solomon Ravenskull, who is closely tied to the DED, that is an R&D development subsidiary of the Ravenskull Group. This gets its primary funding from DARPA and US Navy, and has been purportedly running a hybridization experiment on the ISS, codenamed Bottled Mirror. Now, my sources are saying, and I believe this to be the case, that this experiment was successful and that its results were brought back on the civilian space mission to avoid oversight questioning.
Yeah. And this was like 2 days ago.
This was 2 days ago.
Wow.
So when we got involved in this, we didn't expect like global corporations or anything like that. So this name Solomon Ravenskull is tied to this Cardax Corporation. I've been studying these kind of people for a long time. There's a book that I want to tell everybody about. And the book is called America's 60 Families. It was written by a man, I believe he was an economist, named Ferdinand Lundberg in 1937. You can look this book up. You can get it for $40. I was looking before. It's old, but Lundberg Press put out a new edition, I think about 5 years ago. Apparently, the Ravenskull family, Ravenskald, is the 61st family. They were powerful enough to have their names out of this expose that was about the DuPonts, the Rockefellers, all those foundational families, the Delanos, you know, on and on and on, all of those people. So at this point, 2 days ago, 48 hours out from this show, what are we doing with this information? we're okay. We're learning ufology. We got this cast. We've got some video from our friends who we trust.
Right.
But now there's this conspiracy stuff going on with these generators that are being built, sites in lockdown. About 3 weeks ago, I saw a YouTube video. It's a man, his name is Professor Krystle Kleinstadt. And Krystle Kleinstadt, he's going to tell you his story. Ramona, we got so close to having him on live tonight. Then Craig was going to have him on Three Beards podcast as sort of like an introduction this past Wednesday. As you'll hear from the message that he sent to all of us, first, he was going to be anonymous, but he decided to go on the record and do the good thing for us. But he confirms some of the things. It's very chilling what's going on with the way information's getting locked down, the way people are afraid, powerful people. So with your permission, I'm going to go ahead and play this from Krystle Kleinstadt.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Hello, this is an anonymous. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you who I am. My name is Krystle Kleinstadt. I'm the director of special projects for NASA. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm also a Princeton University astronomer, and I'm a full professor there with several PhDs. So I'm not Joe Schmo looking at the moon outside with a pair of binoculars. I'm sorry that I couldn't speak to you live. It's far too dangerous for me to connect live. I'm just afraid of getting pinged. Look, I wanted to reveal a few things here with you and get you some information. I can address the veracity of the photo circulating from the Perseverance rover of this strange pod-like object. This photo is 100%. It's real. It's not retouched or photoshopped in any way. I can say that these beings that we're discussing that are out there right now. It's making me. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. These beings do need a certain substance to power their ships, and the substance is in ready supply on Mars. So, I mean, that's why they're in our neck of the woods here. Say what you will about Elon Musk, okay, but he is a visionary in certain ways, and this is what the push to get to Mars has been about. Elon Musk has been trying to get there. He understands. And I'm not exactly sure. I didn't speak with Mr. Musk myself, but I'm not sure how he understands the importance of this material on Mars. But he is on the cutting edge of this mission, even from the periphery.
Oh,
I can also confirm what Mr. Ansell said, Craig Ansell from Three Beards. The podcast has been talking about the increased security at NASA's Florida sites. It is the same in Texas. I know this to be true. I've actually ordered some of these security increases myself. I've seen the facilities, and it is tight. It is watertight and airtight, and there are no prying eyes. I know that this is causing people some alarm, but there are reasons for this. I wanted to appear on the Three Beards podcast. Mr. Ansell has invited me, and I really wish I could have appeared on that show, on that program, but everyone has a boss. My title is the director of special projects, so yes, I am in charge of quite a bit. However, everyone has superiors, and I was strictly forbidden from appearing on that show, on that program. I wanted to let everyone know here also that, look, I had considered remaining anonymous, but it's important to share my credentials so you understand the importance of all this. I'm also director. I'm on the board of directors at the New Jersey Space Grant Consortium. this isn't a stargazer club, okay? I wanted to let people know that there are things going on other planets. I'm here to educate the public about life on other planets and the intention of some of these living beings to visit our planet for whatever reason to possibly start a discourse and or mine for resources. I'd like you to know, Ramona and Joey and Tanya, this is just the beginning. Okay, this is not a one and done, like, oh boy, let's fix this problem and then it'll be over. This is an ongoing situation. It is not a matter of if, but when we will make very intimate contact with other beings from other planets. Not all of these contacts will be friendly, I'm afraid. We have to be prepared for everything, and part of preparation is just knowledge and acknowledgement and opening our eyes. So people, please open your eyes, open your ears,
oh my God,
and be ready. Thank you.
I mean, you can hear.
Oh my God.
You can hear the fright in his voice.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, I mean, director of an education program in New Jersey, lecturer at Princeton University, works for NASA, obviously knows what the heck he's talking about and scared out of his mind. Now, we're going to play you a recording a little later this evening. Another one of our colleagues tried to contact the professor and he's disappeared.
Oh no.
We don't know how long it was after he sent us this recording. I mean, you heard in the beginning, he said it. This is an anonymous, but he did the right thing. He did the right thing, and he may now be paying the price.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. So
he sounded so frightened.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Oh my
and
gosh.
we're deeply appreciative. Our thoughts are with him.
Mm-hmm.
If he has family, he really put himself out there for us.
God.
Yeah. So we have more evidence. We have more evidence now. We wanted to widen the circle, and we're going to a new geographic area now. So we started in the Mid-Ohio Valley. We went down to Jersey with Kleinstadt. Well, we went to Florida. We went up to Jersey with Kleinstadt. We have other reports from New Jersey that we're going to share. One other report. Now we're going down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
A wonderful group called Weird Realities Podcast, WYRD. They're very active. They do all kinds of stuff, including roundtables on subjects similar to what we do with Red Thread Collective, trying to get the word out. They did an episode on Antarctica, 6 or 8 experts, roundtable on that. This circle gets wider. We'll just tell you, I'm about to play. What they did was they couldn't all get together. They're all spread out all over the country. So they sort of did a phone circle and then edited it all together so that we could get a kind of, they were going to put a round table together. And with what was going on in the Gulf, it couldn't happen. So they did this instead. So again, with your permission, we're going to play some more.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
God.
Weird Realities, where we put the Y in weird. Okay, ma'am, can you slow down? Wait, what is that? A ball of lights? Did you say aliens? Yes, ma'am. Thank you for calling. Hey, boss, it's Finley. You better grab your tinfoil hat. Things are about to get weird. Hello, Morgana Calder.
Hey, lady, this is Hadley. I need a favor. You know Scott Baker with Weird News? Well, he's currently on special assignment up in Salem, Massachusetts for Samhain. And Girl, I've had a number of eyewitness reports about paranormal activity that's off the charts. It's all taking place down on the Gulf Coast, and since you live there, you're the first person I thought might could cover it for me. Do you think you can?
Oh, yeah, of course. Joe Hansen can cover the Weird Inc. interviews for me. What do you need?
Well, yeah, from the Florida Panhandle all the way to Galveston, there are reportings of all these strange lights, these tall luminescent beings, and girl, it just gets weirder. It started around the time that Hurricane Ida made landfall.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And now Finley's just taken a report from a woman who was saying that when the levee broke and the floodwaters were taking her and her car away, that these beings actually came down and rescued her and her daughter. They lifted them physically through the sunroof of her car and saved their lives.
Wow.
Ladies, were you able to get in touch with our panel of experts?
I was on the phone with Alan Gamboa when everything went dark. Think it was the Russians?
Come on, guys. Why does it always have to be the Russians? Why doesn't anybody suspect the aliens? I mean, come on.
Geez. As I was saying, Alan was gathering intel with Jamie Hernandez and Rich Restucci when the power grid went out.
Well, there's only one thing left that we can do. Finley, go get my satellite phone. I'm gonna have to call Logan. Yeah, Logan Crowd. He's our only hope.
This is Logan. The aliens again? Are you sure it's not the Russians? All right. I'll get on it. Yep. I'll have answers for you soon.
Thanks, Logan. I really appreciate all your help. Until next time, stay weird, dude.
Yep. Goodbye, Miss Thorne. Is it always got to be the aliens? It's never the Russians. You think they would learn by now? They got to do something to stay with.
So that is a crew. Definitely check out Weird Realities podcast. They have quite an extensive crew there, and they all hop to on this thing. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's odd. So
wow. And why hasn't anything been on the news? They're just like keeping it quiet on the news.
They are. Well, when you have people like Christoph Kleinstadt, who's a popular lecturer, who's afraid to talk, his bosses are locking him down. This Kardax Corporation, Kardax, you really have to dig deep to find anything out about these guys. But like I said, ex-special forces types.
Wow.
So they had trouble with their power grid, Weird Realities, while they were trying to do this thing. So that was odd. How about the woman being rescued through her sunroof?
Through the sunroof.
Yeah, during
Ida.
My
God.
So are they good? Are they bad? Are they being run by, and I'm not surprised that the Russians came up because the original space race, right? So if there's something on Mars and these things that we're calling schnick-schnicks just because of that weird sound that they make, if they need it, if it's Russia or the United States who can mine it or help them get it, then it's crazy. It's crazy. So
wow.
Yeah, Ramona.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to West Virginia now. To a mutual friend. He introduced us, as a matter of fact. Mark Eddy from Nightlight.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah, great podcaster. And Mark had a very strange. We need to set this up for the audience a little before we play this. Last year, it was at the height of everybody having to stay home. I think we're allowed to say that. Everybody had to stay home, and it was the winter. There was snow on the ground, and Mark texted me and said, Joey, I just had the weirdest thing happen, and I'd like to send you a video. So I said, okay, no problem. So he sends me this video, and it's a video of him, it's point of view, but in the woods, he sees something very similar to this creature here. Very, very similar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he falls backwards and kind of yells. It was very unsettling. He'll talk about it a little on his recording. And I knew that he was going to make an appearance on Three Beards. Again, Craig and co-hosts. And so I called Craig and I said, I'm really worried about Mark. I don't know if he has cabin fever, or he's having a nervous breakdown, or what's going on. But they played the video on that Three Beards podcast. So Mark, I'm sure you're listening, or you'll be listening to this recording very soon. If you want to, in the comments of this YouTube, drop a link to that episode with a timestamp so people can see what you saw, that would be terrific. But we do have audio from Mark, and we're going to play that audio for you right now. This also came in, what, Hun, about 3 days ago.
Pick up, it's Mark. Are you there? Answer the phone. You aren't going to believe this. Remember that documentary of my encounter last year that went viral with the mini Mothman that petrified me? I thought it was a one-time visit last winter under the pine tree, but the weird critters are back. But this time they are in the kitchen cleaning the dishes and the griddle. They're really friendly too. They landed this morning and made a plate of salty pancakes in compensation for the misunderstanding over the winter. It's just like the Joe Simonton case. I'm trying to get them as guests on Nightlight, but we're having a scheduling issue with the Zeta Reticuli time zone. Hey, call me when you get back. They're ready to board the mothership. Gotta go.
Anybody that knows Mark knows that there's nobody like him. He's brilliant and he's quirky and we love him. So he was talking about Joe Symington, right? So this sounds patently absurd. And if you watch the video of his mini Mothman encounter, it also seems very absurd. But I have to tell the audience, Joe Symington was this farmer in Wisconsin, a very regular guy. This was April 18th of 1961. And he swears that a ship landed, these guys in silver suits came out, and they gave him these salty pancakes. You can go out, Symington, Simonton. It's out there on the internet. I can hear everybody tapping their phones going, Joey's telling a tall tale. I'm not. Look up Joe Symington, man. It's out there. So a weird coincidence
Wow.
that they made him pancakes. They obviously felt bad what happened with him with his mini Mothman, and they were trying to make it right. So now, so we heard some very frightening things about lockdowns, about trying to get to Mars, about this Cardax Corporation, about the 61st family, the Raven Skulls. But then we hear they took a lady out of her sunroof and rescued her during a hurricane.
They're doing Mark's dishes.
They're doing Mark's dishes. Now, kobolds or house fairies.
Kobolds.
That is the thing.
Kobolds
That's what they are, like domestic
are known
servants.
to help around the house.
If you're
Unless
nice to them.
Unless you piss them off, in which case they're not that helpful.
And Mark is so nice.
I want one.
Yeah, they're so nice. It's kind of like the Harry Potter fans out there, and most people I think are Harry Potter fans. It's sort of like Dobby, the house elf, is a kobold. So Mark may have one now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll check in. So
wow.
Let's go to Chicago. I think we have to get serious again. We have to get serious again, and we have to go to Chicago. And this is a report. When Tanya and I investigated the Webb Memorial Library from 15 to 17.
20, yes. 15
Exactly
to 17.
2 years that resulted in this book. Robbie, who we're about to hear from, Robbie was one of our team members. And we trust him. And we're all skeptical, but as he'll say, he's very, very skeptical. I got this phone message from him here. I'm going to call this up here on my phone. I got this early this morning, which means it was even earlier for him because he's in Chicago. But let me get this called up here. And here we go.
Hey, Joey. Hey, Tanya. Listen, I gotta talk to you all about something. You know that I'm always very skeptical when it comes to these sorts of things, this strange ongoings, paranormal, whatever you want to call it. I mean, when we used to work at the Webb Memorial, I was always the skeptical one. I always tended to think that the simpler explainable answer was always the correct one, but I don't know. Something weird is going on in Chicago, and I just felt like you all would be the only ones who would believe me when I talk to you about it. I mean, they're not talking about this on the news, and my friends all think that I'm crazy, but I don't know, a few days ago, while I was walking back from work, I started noticing more and more security guards and patrol officers at every single train station. I don't know, I figured that there was just some sort of protest or an event going on that I didn't know about. I mean, in a city this big, you never know what's happening. But then they issued another warning about a COVID variant on the news, and started locking things down again, and I don't know, it just feels different than last time. Police have started patrolling neighborhoods constantly and ordering us to stay indoors. And today, earlier, I saw a tank, like actual armed National Guard tanks rolling through our streets.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looked like those soldiers were preparing for something big. They're not telling us what it is, but it's something. I don't know. Stay safe, okay? Let me know as soon as you all get this, and I'll update you if I hear anything.
I tried to, so that was early this morning. It was about 7:15 our time. You've known Robbie since he was like 15 years old.
11 years now.
Yeah, 11 years now. Did that sound like Robbie?
No.
He's a musical comedy actor, a great comedian, a filmmaker. He's out at Second City in Chicago. Very outgoing, very gregarious guy. And by the end, he almost sounds like he's on the verge of tears.
Mhm.
Again, folks, there were some big warnings and announcements from some national doctors about, hey, maybe this thing isn't over and maybe there's some new variants and things like that. So it all kind of correlates. I saw that later today. Chicago is an interesting place. A couple of years ago, there was a big flap, right?
Yeah. Mothman sightings, I thought.
Yeah, Chicago Mothman, they were calling them.
Well, Mothman type.
Yeah, beings, right.
Sightings, I should say.
Probably not Mothman himself.
not Mothman.
So can you handle some more of this, Ramona?
I think so. Oh my God. I'm like, what the world?
I know,
Oh
it just,
my God.
it was like,
And they don't tell us anything. I mean, they think everything is for our benefit, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And so, yes, please.
Okay. Oh, what's this? Hold on one second here. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, hey, oh man, I got these headphones on. Hey, yeah, hey, Chris. Okay. Hold on one second. All right, Ramon, we got someone I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna try to patch through my my Bluetooth speakers here.
Okay.
Let's have this. Hear this.
Hey, Joey. This is gonna sound crazy. I know.
Go ahead.
I know you and Tanya investigate this kind of stuff, and I know where else to turn.
Right.
I'm sitting in my living room with the lights out, watching, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
Go ahead.
A flying saucer landed on the high school football field across from our house here in southern New Jersey. I grew up hearing the stories about an incident that supposedly happened in October 1938 in Grover's Mill, which isn't far up the road from here.
Right.
My grandparents and some of the locals told me aliens actually landed here, but that the government covered it up and pretended it was some radio show. Now I know the truth. Aliens are real, and they're headed toward my house.
Okay, hey, Chris.
Oh my God.
The call dropped.
Uh-oh.
Call dropped. So Krystle is another, we've known her since she was 15 or 16 years old. She has a family now. She has a little daughter, a very successful actress and filmmaker. She was just at a big film festival down in Florida, but she called just now. She loves to support us. She was listening in tonight, and sounds like they chose to show themselves to her.
We'll have to check back with her as soon as we can.
Yeah, you want to see if you can get her?
And my animals are just going weird.
I know.
Yeah.
I heard them. The cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't even playing the shtick stuff.
No, the dog pushed open the door and they come in and they're tripping, you know. I'm just like,
Can we move forward?
Yes,
It's
go
going to
ahead.
voicemail. All right, so our friend Krystle, she's we can't get her. It's going straight to voicemail.
We'll keep trying her.
So in the meantime, now we have a real quandary here. This is happening in real time, but we have a couple of videos to share with you. People who are members of our team, they've been on our show quite often. Two very talented, sensitive psychics, both of them, psychic mediums, both of them. The first one is Lory Osbourne, and she has a collection of crystal skulls. She was on our show several months ago talking about them. Apparently, she's gotten some communications about these.
She meditates with her skulls regularly. Gets
with her skulls. Wow.
So let's see what she has to say.
Hey, Tanya and Joey, it's Lory. Hey, just very quickly, because messages have been so crazy lately and I haven't been able to get through, but the skulls have been able to get through and they've been talking for 48 hours. So here's their message. The petrified wood is saying transformation is coming. We can't avoid it. It's coming and it's time to level up. The next one is the jade skull. That's the alien skull with the labradorite eyes saying, we are here and we will protect you. The last message is from the citrine skull, the one that's kind of in the middle here. And they're saying not all hope is lost. They bring positive messages of hope and love and hey, let's just all get together and meditate. Let's meditate. Let's bring the vibrations up. So love you guys. Hope you get this. Bye.
Oh boy.
Wow.
So not really conflicting messages. Yeah, so Lory has a great relationship with those crystal skulls. They're from all over the world. Some are very rare. Very powerful, sensitive. Like she's a member of our Red Thread Collective team. We highly respect her. So everybody, is what we always say. Keep your vibration high, keep your candle lit, meditate. We're gonna try to be on the same level as these guys. We have another video for you. We kind of like to be like NASA and be redundant. So we called in another. Michael's been on our show twice. Michael is a lifelong contactee. He'll talk a little bit about his cousins from his home planet. He's not from here. When Michael's mother was pregnant with him, there was a picnic outside. And just before he was born, a beam of light came down and enveloped his mother. Now, he's talked about that on our show. You can go back to our YouTube channel, Joey Madia, where we have all the Into the Outer Realms episodes, and you can look at that first episode, his first appearance, where he talked about this experience. Yeah, and Michael's a star person. He's very close with them. He's also very gifted with a variety of devices to help me out here.
Divining tools.
So let's hear from Michael, shall we?
Yes.
Michael.
Hey guys, so I just want to let you know what's been going on. I woke up last night hearing voices from my cousins, you know, the ones from my home planet. Anyway, the messages were really confusing. Something about glowy, snicky, snacky things or something like that. Well, anyway, you know me and how I like to use different modalities. So I started off with my pendulum, and that obviously didn't work because all it kept telling me was yes and no. So then I started to read tea leaves. Nothing. Then I looked into my scrying mirror. Absolutely blank. So I didn't know what to do. So then I pulled out my talking board. all I kept getting was junk. It kept spelling out scrambled eggs over and over again. Like, what am I, Paul McCartney or something? So then I pulled out my favorite board.
Wow, look at
Not
that.
even hello, goodbye, kiss my butt, nothing. So I didn't know what to do.
Wow.
So then I pulled out one of my crystal balls, and all it kept giving me was letters O and W, and then more W's, and then they were just floating all around. I was like, what's going on here? So then I got the bright idea. I grabbed my biggest crystal ball, this small little thing right here, and that's when it happened. These tall, thin, bioluminescent beings with elongated heads and almond-shaped eyes. I was just so excited. They finally came to me, and one looked at me, and I swear to God it winked. And then it said,
He had no idea what happened. Michael said, guys, I didn't put that on there.
Oh my God.
I uploaded the video. He uploaded the video for me to Google Drive. I brought the video down. Here's the strange thing, Ramona. He can't remember his last little part when he said it winked at me. He remembered this tall thing, bioluminescent being there, winking at him with that big almond eye. And then
my God.
He doesn't remember anything else. And when I downloaded it, there was that transmission. So I put it in my film editing software, and I said, well, maybe I'll get rid of this. And the video was locked. I called some of my friends who were filmmakers. I said, guys, this is a simple MP4 video. It shouldn't be locked. It's got to be editable. It's an editable file. And nobody could figure it out. We all passed it around. And then I said to Tanya, you know what? This is what's going on. Somebody tampered with that video when it was in Google Drive, locked it, cut off the message. So we're having some weird things on our end too, Ramona. We don't have
my God.
the floorboards out in the hallway. Tanya just wrote me a message. The floorboards are creaking. Somebody's walking.
Joey and I are the only
We're
ones
home. All our kids are
and
together.
The floorboards in the hall are
A half an hour away,
crazy,
doing Halloween. So just kind of weird here. So another recording to play for you. Different than Christoph Kleinstadt, also in New Jersey. We have a very good friend, Berman Jr. and I have written about 8 or 10 musicals together. We've collaborated on a lot of things. We wrote the Three Gothic Doctors musical together that's being produced in Los Angeles next year. And he was experimenting with ambient music. Well, we're going to let him tell his story. He sent me a message 2 days ago, and let's hear from Knight.
Joey, hey, it's Knight. I have to tell you what just happened. 2 men in black just left my house. They had the black suits, those weird eyes, pale skin, the whole 9 yards. I was out here in the Garçonnerie, my little recording studio. They took all of my external hard drives. They wiped my computer. It's decades of music I've been working on. I've been listening to these reports about the extraterrestrial sightings in New Jersey, and I heard this interview with a Princeton astronomer named Christoph Kleinstadt. So I started to experiment with some more ambient music as a way to try to communicate with these beings. I thought maybe some frequencies might be able to be in touch with them somehow, and it worked, Doc. It was crazy. There were several of them outside of the Garçonnerie a few nights ago. I was playing the music and I could feel them calming and being at peace. And I swear to God, I feel like they sent me a telepathic message saying, thank you, friend. Thank you. It was so strange. Anyway, I started playing the music like 24/7 in the studio and in the house. But then those MIBs showed up and they took everything but the CD that I'd made for a neighbor of mine. So I've been playing it constantly. You can probably hear it in the background. Anyway, I've been trying to get someone to listen to me, like the police, the county newspaper, but nobody will listen. So I tried to call Dr. Kleinstadt at Princeton, but they told me he was on sabbatical, right? Sabbatical? Yeah, I believe that. Anyway, I'm sending you a CD of the music tomorrow if those MIBs don't stop me. Okay, maybe you can get through to someone. I hope you can.
Wow.
Thanks, Doc. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Knight and I have been calling each other Doc or Doctor so that's why he was calling me Doc.
Like
We just
20
call each
years
other
now.
Doc or Doctor. Yeah. For we've known each other for about 15 years. Ramona, he's put out so many CDs. I mean, he makes his living as a musician and putting out CDs and all our soundtracks. I mean, I was able to replace some of the things that he lost, but these two weird looking guys in black suits, I don't know if it's because he tried to call Dr. Kleinstadt or what happened or how they were on to him. If they tracked the fact that he was watching Dr. Kleinstadt's interviews, or what it was, but they went in and they confiscated his computers, his hard drives. He mentions in his recording, right, that he's going to send me a CD. Yesterday, the mail comes. There's a package on our porch. It's ripped open, and there's an empty diamond case. The CD was gone. The CD was gone. So they're tracking maybe phone calls. I don't know. They're tracking the mail. It's something.
Crazy.
It's something. But I'm an old Sicilian from New Jersey, Roman Catholic. So it takes a lot to scare me. So as all this stuff was happening, it was like, we sent you a couple of emails. We said, hey, there's some heavy stuff going on. We can't really talk about it. And email, do you want to continue with the show? And you said, guys, let's move forward. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
Because it's RamonaSpeaks, the other truth. Well, this is
this
is the other truth, folks.
Ow.
Truth. So we're getting conflicting messages here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the narrative? Is it the military narrative that they want to hurt us? Or is it the narrative of peace, love, and light that Lory got?
Mm-hmm. And Night.
Whatever Michael was going to tell us, somebody went into Dropbox and altered that film, that video. So we went to someone that we respect a ton. This is another guy. I've written 2 musicals with him. His name's Sam Graber. He's out in Minnesota. A lot of people know Sam. He's a very well-known podcaster. He has a podcast called American Refugee. And I went to Sam and I said, look, we're getting all this conflicting information. You are literally the smartest guy I know. And I know some very smart people. This lady next to me is brilliant. But I said, you're the smartest guy I know. What are your thoughts on this? So Sam's a family man. He got to get ready for Halloween. But Sam sent me this. And I think it's important for everybody to hear this. So here we go.
I'm the host of the award-winning podcast, American Refugee, which serves a national listening audience with stories of forced displacement. Displacement is the core theme of the podcast. So beyond episodes focusing on human migration, refugee resettlement, and border crossings, American Refugee has also looked at homelessness and where'd all those fitness fanatics work out when their favorite gym was closed during the pandemic lockdown. Point is, American Refugee explores the human cycle of being displaced due to conditions beyond their control. Now, being a huge sci-fi fan and as someone who still listens to the original Mercury Theater recordings, I am totally aware of the standard alien contact tropes. The modern narrative is mostly based on aliens of unknown origin posing a threat as a hostile force. The narrative is mostly aliens initiating contact and humans going on the defensive into protection mode. Now, forget the whole anthropomorphic problem. The aliens somehow know more. They have an advantage. They have superior capabilities, and they function as a power able to control or terminate humanity. I'm not saying it's all xenophobic, but I am saying the standard narrative places the human species as the weaker and inferior actor in the contact equation. And that's usually based on information deficiency. We assume humans are the ones ignorant of the scientific laws of a physical universe that has yet to be understood. So let me offer this. What if aliens contact us out of their need? What if aliens contact us because they are displaced or about to be displaced? What if aliens contact us because they need help, our help, and we're actually the ones who can deliver? What if resource scarcity and stability is not just a human problem, but an alien problem? All this to say, storytelling is founded on conflict. What if there was no conflict? What if we just operated from a position of compassion and hope and trust? What if there was no fear?
Wow.
Food for thought.
Wow.
Yeah, a calm voice in the storm. Sam, if you're listening to this, thank you so much, brother. We love you. He gives us a lot to think about.
Yeah.
He gives us a
Yes,
lot to
he
think about.
does.
And he's kind of the last word tonight. Wait, hold on. What's that? Sprax PA, help me out.
Oh, Michele.
Michele
Landon.
and Landon.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute, Ramona. We got a call coming in. Let me see if I can just patch this through.
Okay.
This is our friend. They should just be listening tonight. They're huge fans of the show.
Mhm.
They usually have their Into the Outer Realms t-shirts on. And let's see. Let me see if I can. Okay, I got this connected to the Bluetooth. Let's see here.
We're calling from a little town south of Pittsburgh. We're being infiltrated and attacked.
Yeah, there's glowing things. They're tall glowing things. They look like great aliens.
Yeah,
but they're not.
they're really big and they're coming through the woods. I think they're coming through the woods.
Yeah, they're coming all through the woods. I can see glowing things everywhere, but I don't know what the hell they
No,
are.
no, that's just Jimbo. That's just Jimbo with his shotgun. He's after him too. They're after his house.
I can see Jimbo's light, but those ain't him.
Listen. These things, I think they came out of the old mine shaft.
No. They
Or
come
mine
from
shaft.
fracking. I'm telling you.
No, it's the mine shaft.
All the fracking that they've done, they've created tunnels.
Tunnel, they're coming. They're all working together. They're all working together. They're working with the aliens. They're gonna try to get us all. I bet that's what the whole plan was. Extraction. My butt. They're trying to get. They're just.
I'm going to go get the guns. This is getting out of hand.
Okay, we're trying to defend ourselves.
I have an extensive collection of swords.
He does.
He
does.
We can behead them like zombies.
They might be zombies. I don't know.
Well, I never thought of that. We are south of Pittsburgh.
I gotta get the hell out there. I see Jimbo coming down.
Don't go out there.
Jimbo, come on.
No, he fell.
Jimbo, run. He's okay. Run. Get in the door. Come on, get in here. Now, Jimbo, are you okay?
I'm gonna get a sword. I'm gonna get me a sword. They're coming right for us.
I'm gonna go get him.
Oh, wow. What is that?
What Jimbo did. Nobody comes for our cats. We're getting off here. We gotta defend our cats. We gotta go get Jimbo.
Whoa.
All right, let's compare that real quick. Similar.
Sure, it's the same.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
snick sound.
Oh man. Another deadline. Oh, Marilyn Monroe. But another deadline. Hey.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Were those gunshots?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're pretty armed.
Wow. What is going on?
I don't know. They're in the middle of nowhere. If you can, I don't know. Do you have your phone?
I don't have it.
All right. See if you can reach them back. Wait a minute. Whoa. Restricted call. Restricted call. Restricted. All right. Okay. Hold on. I want to patch this. We're deep in it now.
Mm-hmm.
We're deep in it now. So whatever. Restricted call. Hold on 1 second here.
This is Lieutenant Colonel Godspeed Lovell MacArthur sending you a damned dire warning.
What?
I am the senior commander at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. This is for all you nosy so-and-sos who insist on poking your beaks where they do not belong. ETs are a lie. They are not real. I repeat, there is no such thing as alien beings. These sickos spreading these lies are all crack-smoking, hippy-dippy love and hug zombie kissers who are ruining America with their podcasts, get-togethers in the desert, and mass hallucinations. Roswell, as reported by these mushroom-ingesting dope fiends, never, ever happened. I am authorized by the highest of authorities to disclose at this time that what was recovered outside of Roswell in 47 was a pair of carnival midgets tied to a weather balloon of Japanese design, equipped with a Russian spy radio and camera array strapped to their chest. All the rest of that hippy-dippy alien garbage was nothing but propaganda spread by a cabal of Oklahoma socialists who nearly ruined our God-fearing, mighty capitalist country. Cease and desist all your false reporting, clickbaiting, deep faking, and general poking around in military industrial intelligence affairs immediately, or you will face the hottest hellfires of Hades. I am serious now. A snap of my fingers and a crack team of Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, and Delta assassins will send you back to your rope-smoking, rain-dancing, bone-throwing ancestors in a heartbeat. I kid you not. Lieutenant Colonel Godspeed Lovell MacArthur, out.
Hey, hello?
Oh my God. Oh my God, guys, my producer.
I know, we're losing. Ramona's going in and out on us.
Yeah.
They are shutting us down.
Well,
the military and the FCC are kicking us off the air.
Well,
Holy
hold on.
shit.
Oh, Ramona, hold on. Wait a minute. Do you remember at the start of, I know that we're all in danger here, but you remember at the start of the show, we saw the video from Eric and Amy?
Right?
They're calling. Hold on. Let's see what, oh, hold on.
Joey, Tanya, Amy wanted me to check in for a quick update. We're here hunkered down, and maybe you can hear them. I think they're all around us. We have the corn crib barricaded about as well as I can. I got my shotgun, I got my shells. I think we're good on water, but I'm a little concerned about the food supply.
Eric, oh, crap, you better take a look at this. I can see 6 of them.
They're
out
shutting
there.
Ramona
Cracks
down.
under it.
Hold on.
Look how tall and thin they are. And their eyes. What's wrong with you?
Damn it.
Why are you staring at me like that?
They're in my head.
Celestial salutations. Terrestrial occupants of the current Earth iteration.
Man, we're losing Ramona.
Adonai Vasu. We are emissaries of the Sirius Orion Alliance. We have traversed the interstellar expanse of what your primitive number mages call the Einstein-Rosen boundary bridge to bring you this critical message. Time is short. In the next 8 Earth hours, the will begin.
Wow. Guys.
Eric, are you there? Eric, are you there?
Wow, guys.
Ramona, they were trying to shut you down, huh?
Yeah, my producer told me that they are shutting us down, that the military and the FCC are trying to kick us off any second now.
All right,
oh,
well.
My God.
Well, I guess we can only say one more thing, huh?
Yeah, I mean.
Happy Halloween,
Happy
everybody! Happy Halloween! Oh, look at that mask. That's awesome.
Oh, I love it. Oh, you look beautiful.
Oh, goodness gracious. I love that mask.
Oh, happy Halloween, all you YouTubers out there.
Halloween. Thank you,
Oh,
for playing
man.
along.
Guys.
Thank you, guys.
83 years
Oh, my
ago
God.
tonight. 83 years ago tonight. Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater Radio Group made history with the War of the Worlds broadcast 83 years ago tonight. Ramona, thank you
Wow.
thank you for so you want to tell them how this all started?
Well, I mean, you guys were on the week before, right? And I wanted something special for Halloween weekend. And so I said, you guys, I want to do something like the War of the Worlds type of thing, maybe with pod people or something, to get everybody's mind off of this pandemic and stuff and just, have a good time and have a laugh. And oh my God, you said, I'm in. And I was like, oh my God, let's do it. And so you guys, thank you, Tanya and Joey.
Yeah.
This has been a dream of mine since high school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God.
So,
oh my God.
If we still have a little time, could we give credit to all the great people who contributed to this thing?
Of course. Go.
So, Mark
They
Eddy.
were awesome.
Yeah, we got to start with Mark Eddy, and Mark introduced us through email.
Yes.
And you said, come on the show, but come on the show 2 weeks in a row. And what do you think about this thing? And I was like, I'm in. So then I started thinking, who can I enlist? And we asked 14 people. And Ramona, 13 of them answered the call. I wrote them bullet lists. We had video meetings. They started sending in their stuff, and they were like, here's 3 versions to choose from. And in this one, I'm sad. In this one, I'm scared. In this one, I'm this. Not for a dime. Nobody got paid.
No,
Everybody was
it was
right
just
there.
for the love of.
Yeah. I have been, I've been sending you emails for weeks going, this is so good. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So let's give credit. So Eric and Amy Vastbinder, they live like 3 miles up the road from us.
Very good friends.
They lent us their cornfield and their filmmaking skills and their acting skills. Craig Ansell from Three Beards Podcast. You can listen to that on Wednesday nights at 7 and at 8:30. Christoph Kleinstadt is played by Owen McKuen. Owen McKuen, OwenMcCuen. Look up Owen. He is an amazing, as you heard, he's an amazing audio drama performer.
Wow.
That is what Owen does. We've been trying to work together for 2 or 3 years, Owen and I said, I finally have it. I need you to play this NASA guy. It was the very first piece to come in about a month ago, 3.5 weeks ago. And Ramona, I sat here listening to it and I said, if everything is this good, we're going to have a hell of a time.
Yes.
And I think
my
everything
God.
is good. Everybody, Hadley, Morgan, Finley, Alan, Scott, I'm forgetting people, Logan, I think I heard that name. At Weird Realities Podcast, please look them up, WYRD. They
Emily.
Weird.
Emily and Devin.
Well, Emily and Devin weren't able to join us. Mark Eddy, of course.
Yeah.
Robbie Justice from Chicago. Everything I said about Robbie is true. He's a filmmaker. He's at Second City. We've known him since he was a teenager. He's a grown-up man now. Krystle Weaver from New Jersey.
Night Berman.
Night Berman. Everything we told you about him was true. Lory and Michael, everything we told you about them was true. And Sam Draper. Yeah, please check out
Thank
Sam's
you,
podcast.
guys. Thank all of you.
Michele and Landon Bowser.
Yes.
Josh Brooks. We're almost at the end of the list. Josh and I have been acting together forever. So we went. Yeah, we did it. Ramona, we did it.
Made my dream. This old lady you made happy.
I see no old lady.
This was on my bucket list. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you so much,
You're
you guys.
welcome. All right. So you want to say goodnight? You want to take us out?
Yes. Okay, everybody. I want you to be safe this weekend and come back next week and 2 weeks after that, which you will be able to experience the Jimi Hendrix experience with one of my guests. So, hey, I love you all. Thanks for supporting me, and happy Halloween.
Happy
night.
Halloween, everyone. Please subscribe to Ramona Speaks the Other Truth on
Oh,
YouTube.
yes,
Let's build her
please.
channel. This is a new chapter in her life.
Yes.
She's doing her own show, and it's awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, our new friend,
Yes.
for this
Thank you.
opportunity.
Thank you. And we
Peace.
are out.
Out.
Peace.
Yes.
Take care.